Hello, welcome. It's time for my campaign update and my town hall for this week. I'm having technical difficulties, but I'm sure they're going to correct themselves any second. So, let me see. Too high, too low, too this and that. It's hard to figure out what's going on. Hi. Welcome. It's time for the town hall from me, a presidential candidate, Susan Maude Buchser-Lochocki, and I am here in, where am I? New Jersey. Welcome. So, I'm getting some bad glare in my glasses. Okay, I'll do this one without glasses. How about that? There. Do I look all right? Here, I'll put the glasses up on top in case I need them. I think I wrote my notes big enough. So, I would like to still call for a ceasefire. People put their guns down and sit down and talk to each other. You know, it's not working. This hate and judging each other, it's not helpful. So I recommend that we use understanding and find a way to communicate. My heart goes out to everyone who lost someone they care about in gun violence during this last week, or in violence of some sort this past week. Yeah. What can I say? I call for an end to all the wars and sitting down to the negotiating table, because that's where it's going to end up anyways. So I don't know why we're warring. And, you know, for the most part, war is a man thing. So I really, I don't get it. Except unless you're trying to dominate somebody or take territory. It's really not necessary. In self-defense, that's one thing. But to attack, that's a whole nother. So, one thing I think that would help a lot of the frustration is if we got young people involved in community, and if we all actually became more community and local oriented. I think, shipping things across the country, yeah, it's great, but is it necessary? What if we just grew things locally and enjoyed it that way? Even we could have the students at the elementary school help to plant a garden in the town or at the school. And then they could maybe even fund themselves that way by having a little garden shop where the kids can be there and help to sell and, produce and sell the products, and the money goes to the school. Why not? So anyway, as you know, I want to introduce apprenticeships. So with 14, kids start looking around, and with 15, they've got one. No, at 13, they start looking around. At 14, they've got one, and then they do that for 3 years. And then the final year, when they're 18, that's the constitutional year where you're going to learn about your government and your rights. And then you'll say the Pledge of Allegiance for the first time in an official setting where you'll be welcomed as a official citizen, adult citizen of our country, with all the rights and privileges and obligations of a citizen of our country, an adult one. So with citizenship does come obligation. Citizenship is not free. So, yeah, but we should probably talk about that. You know, what is the obligations of a citizen? Is it to keep their area and their neighborhood tidy? Could that be one? Is it to, try to abide as best we can to the rules that are set up in our community, the laws set up, participating in the votes, and much more. So anyways, these are the things that I would like to bring as far as educational change goes, because I see a lot of young people getting distracted, especially since we took mothers and fathers out of the home and forced them to work. So we definitely need to bring moms home, and dads give them an extra day off each week so that they can spend time with their kids. And then with more family-oriented things, I think we'll see a big change really quickly, and in a good way. And I think that yeah, we did a real disservice taking moms out of the home. But part of the problem is that, at the time, men were saying women couldn't do these things. And a lot of women have done a lot of things and succeeded. And even done it all. So I'm very proud of the women I know who have done many things and took the challenge on and did a great job. Congratulations to you, ladies. Yeah, so, but I think, trapping kids in school in like a high school setting for so many hours with no real escape and no real outlet, it just is a recipe for disaster, and we see it all the time. And then there's a lot of abuse that goes on. So I think to get the kids out working, learning how to deal with people of all generations, I think we can only benefit as a country and build a community. So the last part of my educational change that I want to do is turn school buses into town buses, into city buses, so that elderly people who are still living at home can hop on them all day long. And naturally, all the students can do that too. And then anyone can. Moms with small kids can. Dads, or just anyone in the neighborhood can hop on a bus as an alternative to driving a car. Because all of our cities and towns are getting so congested with traffic. And we all want to be at a different location all at the same time. And it's kind of silly when it doesn't have to be that way. So I highly recommend public transportation when possible. I think the school buses, their engines are very old and not very gas use friendly. So we need to upgrade those buses, make them maybe a little lighter, maybe turn them into hybrids, and just maybe update the fleet. I mean, we can still keep the yellow color, and we can still, call them a school bus if you really want, But I think it's time, you know. We don't have to actively pollute our world, and we don't have to actively use a lot of gasoline when it's not necessary. So these are some of the changes I think we should bring just in general. And, I've talked about this extensively in other things, but I just wanted to mention it along with my, ceasing to be violent of all ages. I think it would really help. I think bringing mothers home would help, and giving dads an extra day off to be around, to be present with their kids. I think this is important. So then I want to announce that I am not only a presidential candidate, but I am also an artist. And I know some of you know that already. I know I talked about going from art to being a presidential candidate and how did I get here. And so I want to announce that on the National Mall on January 6th, the day when the Congress is convening to count the votes from the Electoral College votes, I'm going to be there probably all day in and around the Capitol building, being an artist and trying to summon peace. I do plan on setting up a little station somewhere on the mall area by the Capitol building, as close as I'll be allowed, at around 1 p.m. Then a real summoning will happen, and we're summoning peace, because the USA is really, look at our movies, look at our TV shows. It's a kind of violent. And one has to wonder, is that necessary? Could we not see some nicer shows? Do we have to see all this violence? So, and then what a lot of people do is then act it out at home or at the playground or at school or at work or, just in their normal life. And this is not encouraging. It's not a good thing. So, the U.S. needs some summoning of peace. We need to bring peace here because we don't have it. And it's going to start by understanding, but it's also going to start by what I'm offering is at this location on January 6th on the mall near the Capitol building is a place where people can come and air their grievances to the government. I'm going to be doing it Facebook Live, hopefully if all things go well. And then once we air some grievances, then we can also find some healing through understanding and through moving forward. So if you're interested in participating, the mic will be there. You can just stop by. If you specifically want to participate in as an artist or in another way, musician or something, you can contact me here or on my my new art page, which is Maude and Art. That's Maude and then the letter N-Art, A-R-T. I'll put the link here too in this video. But you can join in, and the more the merrier. So I would love to see some people show up and chant with me about peace. Let's get peace going. Let's think peaceful thoughts and move forward as a country. We cannot keep delving into our negative attributes, negative things that have happened. We need to heal, and then we need to move forward. So that's what this concept would be a little bit about, to bring some healing and moving forward. So January 6th, the National Mall near the Capitol building at 1 p.m. is where I'll be set up to summon peace. I hope together with you. And I'll be doing it first off as my artist self. And then secondly, I will be saying some grievances that I have, both as Citizen Susan and then also as presidential candidate Susan Maude Buchser-Lochocki, or Susan Buchser for short. So this is where the healing will begin. I think we got a lot of people doing illegal things in Washington, and if they don't hear us, they don't know. But actually, if they don't see us, they don't know. Because they hear, I send emails. I send not text, but I send emails, and I send like messages on their Facebook pages and stuff like that. Or I answer their posts when they post something. And, they know things, but they're choosing to ignore it. And our country is run by the people, not by the Secretary of State, not by the governor, but by the people. So, we got some states and some people running the states who are not really following the Constitution. In fact, they're ignoring it, and this is not acceptable. So join me on January 6th, 2025, and let's air our grievances and work on finding a peaceful way forward. I guess that's all I need to say at this time. Yeah. I'm sorry that I had to do this earlier, but I'm going to be traveling today, so I couldn't fit it in any other way. And this was a time where I knew I could comfortably do this town hall campaign update and still, keep this going. So right now, the Electoral College did vote. The votes are going over to Congress to be read. I still have a lawsuit pending with the Supreme Court, and I think the courts need to really think about Donald Trump. Is that legal to keep pushing back the sentencing when you're found guilty of 34 felonies? Something sounds funny there. I'm not really familiar with the court system too much, but that just doesn't make sense to me. He's hushing his hush money sentencing, and then there's other ones too. When he was when the riots happened, the insurrection happened, whatever you want to call it, back in January 6th, back in 2021, Donald Trump was also not acting as the president at that time. He was campaigning. So when you're campaigning, you're not president. You're somebody who wants to be president. So I think presidential immunity is not a good call for what happened January 6th in 2021. I don't think he was immune to prosecution because he was not acting as a president then. He was acting as a wannabe president, as far as I could tell. So anyway, I wish the courts would finish their job. so that we can know who's going to be taking office, who will be the next president, because I don't know. I mean, is that what we're to expect? Hush money, hushing people up is a presidential campaign platform piece? I don't know. So, anyway, that's my news for now. I thank you very much for stopping by, and I wish you a very nice day. I am Susan Maude Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate. I'm also an artist and a mom and a peace promoter. And, yeah, this is my update. So if you want to find out more about my lawsuit and other things, you can go to my website, which is susan4usa.com. It's Susan the number 4usa.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, on any YouTube channel, like and subscribe so that you always get the newest videos when they're released. And I still would like to find peace in this world. It's time. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.